Hi folks, I don't know if you hear me, just let me know. This is a very improvised live stream that I want to do after the Sony A7 IV launch, A75, sorry. Let me know if you can see me. I thought there are no viewers yet, so I'm just waiting. I'm going to wait a bit and see if everything works. Subscriptions. Let me know. Somebody online? Oh, now I see some people. Okay. I thought that for a moment that I wouldn't be online. Sorry. Let's see if the viewers are coming online. Doesn't seem that. Hi, somebody here? Somebody, please let me know if you can see me, because I'm actually talking without anybody. Ah, now you see. Now I see you. Sorry. Wait a second. I'm trying to fix a thing, and then we will talk about the Sony A75, because I have some news. Okay, and here we have to work it out. Now I see. Okay, now I see you. Sorry. The comment system disappeared and I was looking for it. This is an improvised on the Sony A7, improvised live stream on the Sony A75. I didn't even shower, so sorry for that, but you're not here to look at me, but you're looking at the camera that has been announced. And I have a couple of news, because I watched a couple of reviews from people I trust, because of course there are many people that, yeah, there's just pure influencers and maybe they don't tell you everything. There are people that I think are really honest and also tell you the cons of a camera. Every camera has strength and weaknesses, but I want to hear your reaction in the comment system, what you think about the Sony A75. Before that, 2 minutes about, I'm going to share my thoughts on the Sony A75. First of all, it's a solid update. I'm very impressed, particularly about the image quality. From the few things I saw, there was also a quick image comparison between the Sony A7 IV and A7V. The A7V is a clearly better photo camera when it comes just for photo. That promised 16 dynamics stops of dynamic range seems to be real. We have to dig into this, but the camera is improved over the A7 IV when it comes to the photo quality, but obviously also video. I checked a bit about the video, which is not my strength. Many of you were complaining that it has no open gate, no 6-7K readout, and so forth. But we also have to be honest to each other. 4K 60p on this camera on the Sony A75 looks to be excellent, fantastic. And if we are honest, we're going to use 4K 60p full frame 98% of the time. So Sony focused on giving you a perfect 4K 60p full frame with extraordinary autofocus, longer battery life, because the AI chip is no more separated like on any other alpha camera before that has had an AI chip. It was separated from the CPU. Now everything is integrated, so you have longer battery life, faster readout. Everything is improved on the Sony A75. I think there are many small details that you have to focus on to realize that this is actually really a new camera. Not only because of the dual USB-C port, but because of the architecture that is really different on the A75. And from now on, every camera in the future will have that architecture. So if you buy the A75 now, I think you're buying something that has future, okay? From it's a cool update. The more you think about it, if you forget about the cons that are really not big cons, the strengths like photo quality, 4K quality are extraordinary. Period. And that's what you are going to use. All the rest is, yeah, we can chat about it, but the core specs, in my opinion, are top notch. And I'm honest, you know, I'm often calling out Sony when I'm not happy or when I think they're not doing stuff great, but from the core specs of point of view, the camera is extraordinary. It's the highest resolution partially stacked sensor on the market. If you want to go just as fast with a partially stacked sensor, you have to get a 24 megapixel sensor on the Nikon Z6 III and the Lumix S1 II. This one is way more usable. 33 megapixels is way more usable. Okay. A quick note also on the pre-orders. You have to pre-order now to have a chance to get the camera for Christmas. Even if you're unsure, I would pre-order. You can always cancel later. You can always send the camera back later. But at least you have a chance to get it before Christmas. So below this live stream, I have the direct links to pre-orders to the camera. The pre-orders for Adorama BH Photo for US are up. Amazon still, I don't know, every minute could be online. So check it out if you want Amazon. European pre-orders are online. Foto Koch, Foto Erhard, Calumet, Foto Leistenscheider for Germany. Then I have Fnac for France, UK, Wax UK, Park Camera, whatever, there are many store links. Just go there, click pre-order, and then we can chat about the Sony A7V. It's also a nice way to support me for those 2 months of work on the Sony A7V. Amazon is slow, yeah. So I gave you my honest opinion. Now I will take your questions. I'm not going to scroll back because I see many comments. I will take your questions and we can discuss what you think about the camera. December 18 is a shipment start in US. I think, oh my hair, sorry folks, but I think it's 4 days earlier in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. December 18. Wait, let's check out. This is BH Photo. You can see the camera here. So let's open I don't see a date here. I go on Sony Rumors. I click on Adorama, Foto Koch, Foto Erhard, just to see if somebody has some date. The Sony A75 is here, but it's not linking. I have to change the link so that it's not. What is Adorama doing? Let's check again. There is some. Okay, now we see shipments, see options, pre-order now. 18, yeah. Adorama says 18th of December. You see it here. Shipment starts. So that's going to be a close call to get it right in time for Christmas. Foto Koch says beginning of December, so it's a bit more. It's better for Europeans. Yeah, the 10th of December for Europeans and the 18th of December for the gringos, for the Americans. Okay, I'm checking now your comments, so we scroll through. What are your folks on the 4K full frame priority view? I told you at the beginning of this video, we can always complain, and internet is a platform to complain about stuff that we don't get and we would like to get. But we also have to be honest. This camera in 4K is stunning, okay? Stunning quality from what I saw. I saw a couple of reviews from people that tested particularly 4K quality. They are all amazed by this, so this is great. 4K 60p. You also have to understand you also have excellent autofocus, so excellent C-Lock. Everything works on 4K on the Sony A7V. Would I have loved to have gotten OpenGate? Yes. Maybe 6-7K option too. But honestly, I prefer excellent 4K over the rest, and it has excellent 4K. Yeah, bitch, told you, okay, December 18, but date may change because I suspect pre-orders will be high. I have an info about the pre-orders. They are stunningly high. I'm in contact with a couple of stores, ask them the numbers. I can make a comparison with the Canon R6 Mark III. So far, they are beating the Canon R6 Mark III pre-orders. Now, of course, that's based on a couple of feedback I got from some stores, so it's not a scientific analysis. We have to wait hours. I have to ask more stores, and maybe there are differences. But it looks like the Sony A7V is beating the heck out of the Canon R6 Mark III. And the price increase is very reasonable for the A7V. Yeah, it's an expensive camera, but we got the A7 IV 4 years ago. In the meantime, we got inflation, everything, all the gear. So the competition has become more expensive. There are some exceptions in some niches, like the Nikon ZR, which is a video focus camera that is really great, even if it also doesn't have some features that are important. But most of the cameras did become very expensive. If I'm not mistaken, correct me, it has dual gain at 100 and 1000 ISO. If I'm not mistaken, that's like this S1 II. If I'm not mistaken, so correct me, but I think if the Sony A75 has it. I've gone from Nikon to Sony 4 years and never going back. What people always forget is they're too focused sometimes on the single camera. You are buying into system, and when it comes to the system as a whole, the E-mount is still honestly superior to everything else. When it comes to third-party lenses, you get excellent lenses from Sigma and every other Tamron and every other manufacturer. That's nice. The only limitation is the 50 frames per second, which I hope, and I stress about that on Sony, they will change it. That's the only limitation. But also the lenses Sony makes, like the 5150 2.0 GM, there's no other manufacturer making them. So if you consider camera plus lenses and the whole ecosystem, I think it's still on top when it comes to all mirrorless system. Yes, the dual base ISO 800 and 8000. Sure, let's check this again. Yeah. Keep also in mind, Sony has become very good with firmware updates lately, the past 1.5 years, when it comes to firmware updates, except of the big F-up they did with the A7 IV firmware update that made the camera crash. So that happens with every manufacturer, so that's another story. But when it comes to adding new features and possibilities, have become really great. So maybe down the road the A75 will get even better, maybe with OpenGate, more recording options, because the architecture is really new. The Bions processor is new, the AI chip is new. So I suspect this camera will be better 1 year from now than it is today. So I have, in this case, good feeling that if you pre-order this camera, you will not be disappointed, and that it will be better in a year from now. Wait, scrolling. For body purchase, do you get an additional insurance? It depends where you live. I'm in Europe. I have 2 years of insurance anyway. I don't buy insurance usually. That's my 2 years enough. Within 2 years, if the camera never breaks, then probably it will keep going on. It also depends on what stuff you do. I mostly don't shoot commercial work with my digital cameras. That sounds crazy, but I'm doing my own analogic camera. That's most of my work that I do. That's a story for another time. So I'm not going to heavy use the camera in extreme work situation. As a private person, I do a lot of hiking. That's when I take the camera with me, but try to be careful, so I don't take insurance. Gerald said 800 and 8000. Okay, good. Nice to know. I think I heard Petapixel saying 100 and 1000, but correct me if I'm wrong, because there is such a flooding of information. I don't want to give you wrong information. There was also a new 28 70mm kit zoom upgrade. There's a second version. You can pre-order it, also get it along the camera. But keep in mind that I still didn't check any review about this lens. I don't know what has been improved. The 16-28 2.0 GM, I suspect it's coming within January and March, because late January there should be another Sony announcement, and I think that's for at least a lens, and that's where we could get this lens. 4K 120 is aps-c, yes. That I don't know. Sorry, I'm not. Maybe other readers can answer you. The 100-400, yeah, there will be two 100-400. You want the GM, so the expensive one, but there will be also a lighter, more compact, variable aperture 100-400mm lens coming very soon. I'm living in the German part, in a German area of Italy, very northern part where you speak German, and I actually pre-order always on German stores, so not on Italian stores. That's how I do it since forever. That will be a great camera. I think everyone who would have loved to buy the Sony A7V or the A9 III for sports and wildlife photography now should jump over and buy this camera, because for less than half the price, so it's $3,000, $2,900, compared to the over 6,000 of the Sony A7V and the A9 III. So less than half the price, you get a camera that can shoot 30 frames per second, raw blackout free, has 1 second pre-capture, 33 megapixel partially stack sensor. What more do you need? So go for it. This is really a great camera, period, okay? I have no doubt. I told you when they launched the FX2 or the RX1R3 that I had doubts, so the FX2 I had doubts, the compact camera, still it was kind of unique, so that part is still valid and has some value, but it is an expensive camera and didn't add many new features. On the A7V you get a new chip architecture, you get a new sensor, you get excellent 4K, excellent photo quality from what I've seen. What else do you need? Go take it and you can shoot everything with it. Yeah, they have nailed it. Okay, photo mode slot, S-log is 101,000. That's why I mixed up. So 800,000 in video, 101,000 in photo. So I only wanted to share my opinion quickly on about the Sony A7V. I think the more you look at the reviews and people you trust that have tested the camera, you will see that the camera does perfect what it needs to do, and it's only missing pieces that actually 99% of us don't really need, or 95%, but the core features are great, excellent, and for the price you basically get a Sony A7V and A9 III for less than half of a price with this camera. With a new architecture, with Sony now being consistent with firmware updates, so you can be hopeful there might be more coming on this camera later. Come on folks, just buy it. I have no doubt that you should buy it, and according to the info I have, maybe I ask live again. I will ask now one of the bigger stores if they can give a number, but I know the pre-order numbers. For example, on a big store, on the Canon R6 Mark III, the first hour, the Sony A7V on this one store nearly doubled the pre-order numbers compared to Canon. So that's the one reference. I will write an article about this tomorrow on sonyalpha so that you get an idea how the camera is selling, but it's selling hot. So you are probably already nearly late if you pre-order it now. So do it, because as readers told me, the camera will start to ship out December 10 in Europe and December 18 in the US. So only a lucky few will get this camera. Amazon still doesn't offer any pre-order options, so that's quite weird. They're always so late. I'm checking now the European pre-orders. They are great. That's what I can say about the pre-order numbers. Also, I have some affiliation where I can see live the pre-order numbers. So all those links you have in the description box to pre-order the camera are affiliated links. Amazon still nothing. I'm surprised that Amazon is always late. I don't know why this is happening. But anyway, so to wrap it up, this was just a short video to tell you, one, in my opinion, the camera is great and you should pre-order it to get it before Christmas, and I want you to be happy at the Christmas party using this camera. The second opinion I wanted to share is The second thing I wanted to share is that pre-order numbers seem to be crazy high, according to the store owners I'm in contact with. The third info I wanted to share is that, in my opinion, this is a great camera. So forget about the things you miss. Focus on the things the camera does. Those are the features you really use, and everything is great there. Autofocus, sensor, chip, battery performance. Even the battery performance, it's 20% longer battery life than a Canon R6 Mark III. Come on, it's super useful to have the 20% more. No overheating. I saw some tests. Zero overheating in any normal condition. Of course, if you are in the Sahara midday, you would probably run into some issue. But this is a camera that a no-brainer. So my call to you: scroll down here in this video description box. Pre-order now. I can always cancel. You can always send back the camera, but my bet is you will be happy with this camera. It's unlike the FX2 and unlike the other compact full-frame RX camera that were somehow very unattractive or expensive. This one, they nailed it with the pricing, with the features and whatever. And the few things that the camera you think is missing are smaller things or things that can be added to a future firmware update. So folks, go ahead, buy it, and we will see each other soon, because I'm working on rumors for January, because we will have Canon, Nikon Z9 II announcement, when Digitas probably has an announcement, Lumix an announcement, Sony will announce the 16-28 2.0 and the 100-400 GM and G lenses, so there's plenty of stuff coming. And keep in mind, there will be more Sony cameras in 2026 than we got in 2025. Because there are a ton of cameras in need of an update, which includes the A7V, the ZV-E1, let's forget the A7S III, but the A6700 and so forth. There are many excellent cameras coming in 2026, so definitely subscribe to the channel, use the pre-order links again, so that I get a small commission, and you don't pay a cent more, and you are happy, and I'm happy, and this keeps me pushing forward to be better on the next Sony camera rumors, lens rumors, but also Canon, Nikon rumors. Hopefully there are some nice cameras coming from them. Probably a Canon vintage camera is coming 2026. That's something that I'm curious to see.